and I'm still interested in graffiti, even though it's been around for a long time. But there are some guys out there that are doing amazing stuff with graffiti, and that's kind of underground. That's kind of cool. And like I was with these young guys in Mar del Plata who were graffiti artists, and I was filming them, and we spent like 8 hours together. I really liked them. They were really interesting people and very good artists and breaking the law and doing graffiti, and it was really I just enjoyed being around them. And then I was talking to them. I said, well, you guys are really interesting. Why don't you, if you wrote a story about your lives, you can make you can make a movie about what you guys do, in this little city in Argentina. And the guy said to me, and I don't know what the word is because it's a Spanish word that's very just indigenous only to Argentina. He said to me that, and what the word means is, he said, well, our whole objective is not to do anything. In other words, if he would write a story about what they do, right, and it became a movie, it would not be cool. And misery is bad architecture, meaning that if you're living in a place that is really ugly, if your apartment is ugly, if the building you're living in is ugly, if the neighborhood is ugly, I think this is a really miserable existence, And I think that a lot of modern architecture, especially in France, is really fucking ugly, because it's a really beautiful country in many respects, the old classical architecture. But if you go to the banlieue, for instance, or not even the banlieue, just in Paris, Place de Fête, Place de Fête is an example of misery, and of the beginning of tragedy, because if you grew up in that kind of place as a young kid, and this is what you see every day, I think it has a huge impact, a very big impact on you, more than you realize, and then that's a problem for me. So that's a kind of misery. In every situation, there's something beautiful to look forward to. So yes, life is pretty fucked up, but you need to have some kind of beauty that you're sort of trying to search for.
What's your way of life?
My way of life?
Yeah.
No rules. That rules are very very dangerous because you have to have ethical rules, but you have to really understand which rules to break, and you have to continuously try to break rules in order to get to something else. I think it's very important to break the rules. You must break the rules in order to find out who you are. You can't just obey all the rules. You can't just say, okay, this is the rule, I have to do it this way. Sometimes you have to go around the rule, to have a confrontation with yourself. Rules are non-creative. They are a block to creativity. We are under the pressure of conformity to the point where we don't even realize that we have to break rules. You know what I mean? And I don't mean break rules by just shooting a flick, but I'm talking about rules of questioning everything, Okay, why does this have to be this way? Why does this have to be this way? You have to question everything, even the most simple things, in order to start figuring out, how it all, what you think of it. Do you like this? Do you like this or not? Or is it just you like it because everybody else likes it? So I think that most people don't do that. It's because it's very hard. Because if you do this all the time, you get tired. At the end of the day, you're like saying, "Oh, I've been breaking rules all day." But you have to make an effort. You have to make an effort to confront the status quo. If I tell you not to do something, you can't go to your father and say, "Oh, Dad, he said not to do it." You have to find a way to confront me. And this is really important. And this is where it's a form of creativity. To figure out how to do that. I think that there is a lot of pressure on people to survive, and they have a lot of distractions. The internet, music, television, the movies, having to get to work. I think that people are overwhelmed by so much information that they lose themselves in all this, and after a while they stop thinking about themselves as individuals. They just start associating themselves to a product or to you know their personality is defined by a product, by a car, or by music, or by a movie, or by pornography, or by something that's really not that important to them. It's not really part of their lives. It's an external thing, but they're so inundated with this kind of propaganda around them all the time that they lose their identity, their individuality, and they just become, you know, just human beings, you know, waiting to fucking, you know, shop and make some money, and shop and make some money, and shop and make some money, and then they're dead, you know. I'll tell you, I think that Jesus was a loser. And I'll tell you why. Because look at all the destruction that Jesus created. I don't like religion. And if you're talking about Jesus, it's one thing, but I'll put Muhammad in there. You know, I'll put Moses in there. You know, I mean, I think that it's too easy to say, oh yeah, he was a nice guy, you know, and you know, he wanted to make the world this way and that way, and you know, everything is fine. But in fact, religion has caused so much destruction and so much pain for people, and it continues to do that right now, that I'm really against it, and I just think that Jesus was a loser.
What's your favorite hero in real life?
I would say Mahatma Gandhi is a hero, and I would say that Che Guevara is a hero, even though it's a cliche, you know, but it's okay.
And what's your favorite composer?
I don't like Beethoven. I love the Clash. I must say that I like Bob Marley, you know. My favorite music, I think, is the blues.
What's your present state of mind?
I've been very pessimistic for a few years, but I'm beginning to see a little bit of optimism, and I'm not sure why. Maybe it's because we're coming to the end of Bush's presidency in America, you know? It's that stupid and that simple, but it has a big effect on me, you know? I think that, so I'm optimistic from that point of view right now. I just feel like I want to create again, you know, because it was such a dark period for a while that I just didn't feel like doing anything, you know? So right now, I would say my current frame of mind now is optimistic, to use just a simple way to talk about it. You know? How do I want to die?
Yeah.
Making a movie and fucking...
Yeah!